At 60, John Cusack is often described in viral headlines as someone who escaped Hollywood or walked away from fame, but the reality behind his career is far less dramatic and more accurately reflects a long-term shift in priorities, changing industry dynamics, and a deliberate preference for privacy and selective work rather than a sudden disappearance or hidden revelation. Because Cusack first rose to prominence in the 1980s and 1990s as one of Hollywood's most recognizable actors, starring in films such as Say Anything, High Fidelity, being John Malkovich, Grosse Pointe Blank, and Serendipity, where he built a reputation for playing thoughtful, slightly unconventional characters who often stood apart from mainstream Hollywood archetypes, and as his career progressed into the 2000s and 2010s, he continued acting in a mix of independent films and larger productions, but gradually became more selective about the roles he chose, which is often misinterpreted as escaping the industry when in reality it reflects a common pattern among long-career actors who move away from constant high-profile visibility in favor of more controlled creative choices and personal balance. And while some online narratives suggest that he left Hollywood due to conflict or hidden controversy, there is no verified event or single defining moment that supports the idea of a dramatic departure, as Cusack has continued to work in film and television projects over the years, including independent productions and politically themed work that aligns with his long-expressed personal views, and part of the perception that he stepped away also comes from his reduced presence in mainstream blockbuster films compared to his peak popularity era, which is often simply the natural result of shifting industry trends, aging in a youth-focused industry, and choosing projects outside the Hollywood studio system rather than abandoning acting altogether. And Cusack has also been known for being outspoken about politics and media culture, which may have contributed to a lower profile in major studio casting decisions. But this too is part of a broader pattern seen with many actors who transition toward independent cinema or selective roles rather than maintaining constant blockbuster visibility. And over time his career has evolved into one that prioritizes creative control, personal values, and flexibility rather than continuous mainstream exposure. And while this can appear to outsiders as a withdrawal or escape, it is more accurately understood as a shift in how he engages with the entertainment industry. And in interviews he has expressed criticism of aspects of Hollywood culture and media systems, which further reinforces his preference for maintaining distance from the most commercialized parts of the industry while still remaining active as an actor and producer. And ultimately, the idea that John Cusack escaped Hollywood is more a narrative framing than a literal fact, because his career has not ended or disappeared but rather transitioned into a different phase defined by selective participation, independent projects, and a focus on personal and artistic alignment rather than constant mainstream visibility, making his story one of evolution within the industry rather than departure from it.